So I sanded yesterday and it was so dirty, which means that I really had to not scrub, but really wipe down the walls because it was so dirty. And now I'm just going to tape. Oopsie. Oh my gosh. This is not one of my favorite positions. I got it. I'm still very amazed by how white this paint looks. You can see it here on the paintbrush when it's in here, and then when you put it on the wall, it just has a totally different color. I'm really just going to paint my house in sections. I'm not pulling down everything at one time and then just doing my entire living room. Well, for two reasons. And I'll get back to that, but I'm not entirely sure this is a color. I've decided to just keep going with the color to see what it looks like when more surfaces have been painted with the color. Because it does have like a purple undertone to it. And I think I'm not going for a purple wall, definitely not. But the other color of the wall is kind of yellow, so that might very well be why it looks so different. I don't know. And it looks purple. So I'll just have to wait until I actually have enough walls with the same color to make a decision. But as I was saying, I am painting. Oh, don't drip, please. I have already taped. I am painting in sections because, well, I have a small house and it will be like the entire living space that would be turned upside down, and I wouldn't be able to actually finish it in one go, and then I would just have everything would be out of place, and that would just be so annoying. And I'm a single mom, so if I did do that, I wouldn't really have the time to be a mom and do what my mom thinks. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this in sections. So paint an area and then clean it up, make it look nice, put things back on the wall because they do take up a lot of space on my dining table. Put that things back in place and then do another section. And then if I regret this wall color, then, well, I'll just have to start all over. But I have said it before, I am not good with colors. I don't know, I think I just have to see them on the wall before they make sense to me. Because looking down a paint can, cup, container doesn't do it for me. And also looking at samples or coloring charts, you know, yeah, I'm just not good at that. We already proved that. So, but I need to paint everything twice. And I did cheat a little bit because I did paint a little yesterday. Because I had the switch hanging out of the wall and I actually turned it on by accident, so the lights were turned on and I couldn't turn off the switch. And I had to turn the power back on in the house, of course. So it was just hanging there. So it's just hanging out of the wall. So I just painted twice around it so I could put it back in. And that, I don't like something that is on put that way hanging out of the wall. Once I had a light switch hanging out of the wall behind my sofa, and I didn't really think about it. I didn't really, I don't know for what reason I didn't really think about it. It was just there. And then Valdemar dropped something behind my sofa, and he actually got a shock. And those are really dangerous. And I don't know. First of all, I've been through a period of time where I've been so stressed that I haven't really been able to think. And so maybe that's why I didn't really, I don't know. And then it was just hanging there. You couldn't really see it, so maybe that's why I didn't really pay attention to it. So he was playing with a friend, and he reached down behind there to get something, and he got a huge shock. And actually his whole right arm and hand started tingling, and he wasn't, when it hurted really bad. So I did call the doctor, and I was in, actually his friend was such a good friend because he came running to me, and he didn't just say, he's hurt. He actually said he got a shock. And so he was very precise, even though he was really not that old. He was very precise in what had happened, which helped me a lot. I did tell him afterwards that was a really good job. He did a really good job. And then I was in line, phone line for the doctor for so long that when I finally got through, it had been half an hour, 45 minutes. And so the doctor said that if he was still fine, meaning if he was alive, which he was, then nothing else would happen, and it was all good. So apparently it's crucial right when it happens, and then the first whatever minutes after. And then I finally had it fixed. I felt so bad. That was really bad mom skills. This new wallpaper is just so crisp because it doesn't have 10 layers of paint on it as the rest does. Because over here, that's not the extension, that's the old wall. But it's actually on really nicely, so I'm so proud of myself. I actually did that. I did rip the wallpaper right here, so I hope, I don't think you will be able to see. No, you can't see it now. Getting it all the way down to the edge was actually a little difficult. It took some time, but I think it looks good now. I'm curious to how visible this wallpaper line is going to be. Just gonna make sure that it has a lot of paint. I know for sure that I need to paint it more than one time, and I know that it's gonna help when I get a lot of paint, multiple layers on the new wallpaper, so it blends better. is almost the same color, so it's so difficult to see where I already painted and where I need to paint. Earlier I have really struggled painting behind my radiator, but this paintbrush, roller, goes right behind it. I'm very impressed by that. So I finished the first coat of paint. You can still see where the new meets the old, but that's because that it was already kind of the color of the paint. So I'm thinking that as soon as I get a second coat on, that you won't really be able to see it anymore. But I'm so hot in this suit. Not that kind of hot. That would be nice though. But I'm so hot, so I can't wait to get it off. I just need to get the rest of the paint back in the container. Because I don't want to waste it. And then I'm getting this suit off. All right, so I think I'm ready to go and wash it all. I'm just gonna video from this angle, just very shortly. And again, the wall does come up very purple right now on the camera, but it doesn't in real life. It looks way more gray. But standing from here, you can't see that I have, or maybe you can if you look really closely right here. You can see where old meets new. If you go very close, it's obvious because it's two different structures. So this is the new end right here, and this is the old. So there's a lot more paint layers on here than on here, but all together it just looks really good. Remember, there used to be a really old repair right here, and this is where I sanded. So you can't see that. So it looks so good. This corner came out perfectly. I'm so glad I did this. But it came out so good. So it looks so much better now. More put together. I do have a little bit of glue, wallpaper glue on my switch. So I just had to clean that a little bit, but yeah. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and go and check out my DIY playlist. Have a nice day.